Good morning, citizens. How are you today? It has been a while. I have not been playing Star Citizen nearly as much as I would have liked in the past week. I haven't gotten any videos out or even in the works until this Thursday when I was able to log on for the first time in about a week. I hope everyone is enjoying the Foundation Festival, and for any new viewers in the channel and any new citizens who took part in the Free Fly event that is ending today, a very heartfelt welcome, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If you did want to continue on your adventures in the verse, there are a few deals going on that might help you out. And as always, before we get into it, if you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would help me out tons. I'm getting so close to my 1,000 subscriber goal, so take the time to subscribe. As always, if you do want to become a citizen, use a referral code. I do have a link in the description below to help you out. Or if you have a friend, definitely right now, if you're looking at getting the game next couple days, I would use theirs. This code will always give you a little bit of bonus in game, a little bit of a boost to your starting income, but with the upcoming wipe, every little bit will help. Also, there is a referral bonus that is still in effect from now until the 18th, which will be Monday, where any new citizens who purchase their first game package are also going to get a free Drake Dragonfly ship included in their account. This ship will have lifetime insurance and will never be lost on any future server wipes or resets. On top of that, unlike the ships won off the official CIG contest, these are fully upgradable ships, meaning you could apply a CCU to them and retain the lifetime insurance while saving the $40 value on a new ship, which is pretty awesome. Speaking of starting money in game, I'd like to thank a channel viewer, Ander Asmandi, for inadvertently giving me the idea of something cool that I want to try out in the game after the next wipe. This is when everything's going to be reset. They asked, what happens in the game if you run out of money? This was just a question that was just posted, and I thought, it got me thinking about how cool, how fun it would be if I started really from scratch. So when this wipe happens, not only am I losing all the money and any ships I bought in game, but I've decided I'm going to make some changes when I log into the game, setting myself up with as little to go on as possible. I will have the Nomad. I don't know if I'll be able to change that right away, so I will have a little bit of advantage having a Nomad. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my gear to a new location away from my starting location and truly start from scratch. I'll give away the money, and you'll be able to follow along and see how I handle that. Starting with 0 UEC to spend in game, no tools, no gear. What is actually possible? It should be exciting, so thanks to Ander for that idea. Even though it's one you did not intend to give me, it's going to be awesome. If you are looking to get yourself a game package, you have been taking part in the Free Fly, there are 2 current starter packs for sale. There's Aurora MR for $40, which is 10% off, so you're saving $5 in that, or a 100i for $52, which is 20% off, so you're saving $13. Both include Foundation Festival specific paint and 6 months insurance on the ship. Out of those 2, I would definitely go for the Aurora MR, which I feel is a much better deal. It's only $40. I really don't see the point in spending a lot of money in the game when you're first starting out. Also, if you use a referral code and you're getting it before the 18th, if you're using the link or if you're using a friend's referral code, you're going to get yourself the referral Dragonfly bonus added to your account. And this is a lifetime insurance ship. You could upgrade that ship to something like a C8X Pisces for $5, and that C8X Pisces would have an LTI, the lifetime insurance, and that would be getting both of those ships for the price of a normal Aurora package at any other time. That is pretty awesome. So that would be my suggestion, is to get the Aurora. Make sure you use a referral code when you have made your account, and then one day you could always upgrade that Dragonfly into something else. Any of the ships currently part of the Free Fly event are also on sale right now, but if you're a new player, again, I suggest don't buy anything. Just stick to the basics. Start earning, start learning the game. You can buy ships at any time in the future. No need to be throwing a bunch of money at it right now. The ships that are currently on sale that are part of the Free Fly range in price from the $40 Dragonfly up to a $260 Mercury Star Runner. On top of that, you could actually enter a contest. There is the Camaraderie contest, which is happening now, and by entering a story based on camaraderie in the game, you could maybe even win one of those ships. You could win a Drake Caterpillar, a Mercury Star Runner, or a Mist Prospector. All ships that I really love, all ships that are really useful in the games for different things, whether it is shipping and cargo or mining. Pretty cool prizes. On top of that, there's also a number of ship paints up for grabs that anyone can add to their account. These are not things that are going to cost you money as much as just a little bit of time. Getting these paints is relatively straightforward, and I'll be going over that in this video. The new paints are available for citizens taking part in the guide system, and there's 10 total up for grabs. Initially, it was quite a bit more work to get these, but they've made some changes after people complained about them, and it's a lot easier and a lot better, I think, as a way to obtain these paints. So we're going to make a cut here and go back to Spectrum, where we can see what the process entails. Okay, so over here on the main RSI website, you need to log yourself into your account. Once you do that, you mouse over the word community here, and then onto the word Spectrum. You click that, and you access the message boards. Under your icon on the top left, there's a torch with wings icon. That is the guide system, and this system is what pairs you up with either a guide, or as a guide, it will pair you up with someone to teach the ropes of the game. There are some issues with the guide system currently. An example is that you can't do both at the same time. So if you're a guide, you can't request one, and if you're requesting guides, you can't also be guiding people. It's pretty much impossible to find a specific person also. So if you wanted to guide a friend, they're going to have trouble requesting and finding you because there's just so many showing up. Because CIG currently made this contest offering ships as a prize for the most active guides, there are many guides on at the moment. I can only assume at the event, most will no longer be around. The changes made to improve this paint system is that you need to do less tasks for the rewards. Guides will receive some in-game hats for being guides. I don't believe these are given out to the citizens, but they're only guide exclusive awards in the event, these hats. But they're just pieces of clothing, nothing really to worry about as a new player if you're looking to get the paints. Additionally, to receive them, you used to do 1, 3, and 6 guide sessions. Now you only need to do 3 total to get all 3 hats. Also, originally the guide needed to do 5 sessions to get a paint and each category. Now they just need to do 1 session, and the biggest and best change to this event is not only do you need to do only the 1 session, but both the guide and the guided get the reward. This is pretty awesome. That's a massive improvement. That means you don't need to guide people in order to get the paints as long as you're getting guided. If you've already taken part and you've already had a guide teaching you some stuff before they made these changes, these are retroactive, so you will be getting those paints. Also, if the guided person, I should say, endorses multiple categories, you can get multiple paints in just 1 session. Just be sure you actually did the work that was entailed in that session. So if you didn't do any FPS combat, maybe don't endorse the FPS button when you're doing your bit of a review, because there's a good chance that CIG may be reviewing some of these and you don't want to be found out that you're doing something you wouldn't normally do or weren't supposed to do. The only other real stipulations is that the session must have been at least half an hour. And I'm not certain, but I think that needs to be a half hour in game. So I've managed to use the system from both sides and have the footage here. I will say being the guide is much harder, only because you may put yourself as available for hours and not receive a single request because there's so many people looking to get guiding sessions going. I also noticed that many people that chose me stated they didn't need a guide, they just wanted to get free paints. So let's just ignore this for a bit and get our free paints. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to just kind of game the system. Specifically, even though they're saying don't do this, I know some people still are, but I wanted to actually do some of the work. So I took the time to find willing participants. One final stipulation for this is that as a guide leader, you're pretty much powerless when you end the session in a way that you can get the paints. You need to be endorsed, and that is up to the person being guided. So once the guide session ends, the person being guided is the one that must fill out a simple, small, check-the-box style page that says what was covered in the game. If that's not done, the whole guide session will not count. So if you're being guided by someone else, be sure that you endorse the session afterwards, and I will show you how to do that. So to cover a bit more how this works, if you're wanting to be a guide, you must sign up on the guide page and make yourself available for this. Once you sign up, you're going to be added to the list of hundreds of guides available. Take some time, add a bit about yourself in a bio. You can also choose the skills that you're willing to teach. There's the basics, vehicle combat, first-person combat, mining, missions, trading, touring, medical, refueling, and the very open miscellaneous, which you could use for anything, since some areas like prison gameplay, for instance, are not covered here. Once you make yourself available, you can wait on this page, or you can browse Spectrum. Unfortunately, I didn't want to leave OBS running for hours and hours and hours, and so I didn't get a video of a guide request popping up, but it will pop up and make a little bit of a noise and a little bit of audible and visual alert when someone requests you. At this point, you return to the guide page, and there's a check mark or an X. You can choose either accept or not accept the person, so I chose check, and you get right away to a in Spectrum chat with the person. Once this happens, the guide and the guide assistant also automatically become friends in game. This makes it possible for the guide to find them without much difficulty, which is awesome because if you're dealing with a new player, they may be unsure how to request or accept a friend. You can then form a party and enter the same game instance. Once in the game, you can set up a meet somewhere and run some missions. As I guided, I did some vehicle combat missions and a few other bits of gameplay in the verse with a player named Jelly Swim. After that, I switched over to needing a guide and contacted a player named Golden Triangles. This was because not only did I want to try both sides of the guide system, but I also really wanted to try some refueling gameplay, something that not only do I have no experience with, but currently no access to in the game. So I made sure to check with both players. They're fine with me posting some video of them here. So I'll be using a lot of what I recorded in the future video going over refueling because it was pretty cool. I want to be able to try it out from both sides as a buyer and a seller gas. Which was a blast. I liked it. This does bring up one other aspect needing work of in the guide system. Because I wanted to try both aspects, I had to delist myself as a guide in order to request one. I've been told, from what I've read on Spectrum, it should not affect the rewards in doing this. However, should was uncertain. I have not found any official confirmation, so if anyone knows, please let me know. Also, because I was the one being guided, after I left the game, the guide session was stopped. I saw a notification on the top right of Spectrum, was able to finish off the sessions. So if you want to do this, if you've been guided by someone else, go back to Spectrum after you're done. You're going to notice, you can see here, on the top right, there's a little bit of a notification showing you need to endorse the guide. You need to click on that button, choose the guide session, and choose the endorsements of what happened as a guide. Please, if you're a guide, remind the citizen to do so because you don't get any notification on your end when this has happened. So you're not able to tell unless you ask them or they tell you whether or not they did this and entered it correctly. And that's it in a nutshell. Guiding is fun. It's a great way to help others out. Something I pretty much do in game informally. If people are new, people are having issues, a lot of times I'll pick people up, I'll take them around, I'll show them around. This is a cool way to do it with actually hooking up with other people in games that have the skills or the interests that you want and being able to help them out and show them out. The rewards are kind of cool, but helping out citizens is a reward in and of itself. But this is a good way to possibly meet new players, in the end maybe get a few paints. It's going on for a few more days, plenty of time to get into it, so I hope this was helpful. And again, as a reminder to, if you want to see more videos, as well as my upcoming look at ship-to-ship refueling, please subscribe. As the time of this recording, I'm so close to 900 subs, which is amazing. I thank each and every one of you who subscribed, and we're getting closer to my goal of 1,000 subs. So thanks again, and I hope to see you all soon in the verse. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.